This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, it's now 6:30 and this town council meeting will come to order. The first thing is invocation. The invocation is by Jeff Wood from the Oasis of Hope Church. Good evening.
Let's stand as we bow our heads. Father, we just pray right now that your blessings will be upon this meeting tonight. We thank you for our leaders and our community, and we just ask your direction and blessings upon this meeting tonight. In your name we pray. Amen.
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 I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, there is no public hearing tonight, and I will now entertain motions relating to the agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion on the, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry. I think it was up. Disregard.
Okay. Next thing is the minutes approval, and these are minutes approval for July 26th, the regular meeting, and July 27th, the workshop meeting for the pier. Do I have a motion for that?
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the minutes from July the 26th and July the 27th.
I second that.
Okay. Is there any discussion before we vote on that? Mr. Stamey,
Yes.
Holder,
Yes.
Recklaw,
Yes.
Kinkin,
Yes.
Drake,
Yes.
and I am yes also. And now for the public comments, and these are public comments relating to agenda items. All right, if we have no public comments, we'll move right along into communications, which we have nothing in there. And then we'll go to discussion. Are there any discussion items?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to bring up that we as a town council probably need to address the state code section 6-1-420E and the new South Carolina State Business License Law Act 176. We recently received an email about business licenses not being able to be disclosed to third party, which means if a citizen calls up, they cannot get a list of business license holders that could, for example, build a home in town. And it complicates it. And I believe that we should probably have our town administrator get in contact with whoever he needs to be it brought to someone's attention that some towns don't like it. And maybe we like it, I don't know, but I don't personally like it. I think I should be able to call up and ask for business licenses, at least names of people that have a business license.
I agree with you, Laverne.
Yeah. I do too, Laura.
For somebody that's in a couple of years going to do some work, I'd like to know who's already approved to work in this town instead of having to start from scratch.
I think that the purpose of this was that they don't want everybody disclosing. They don't want a list being disclosed. If you're going to hire somebody to be a contractor, right, to build your house, you can definitely check with the town to see if they have a business license. They just can't disseminate any information about the business license. So, and which is
I understand that, but I still don't understand the reasoning for not giving a list of business license holders. I mean, you don't have to give out any real information except for their name and the company and that they're licensed.
Mr. Mayor,
Yeah.
could we have Mr. Shanahan explain this to us, maybe?
Go ahead.
Basically, well, I want to go back to what Sherry said. This is not on the agenda. I think the
the appropriate time to talk, and tell me if I'm wrong, Sherry, about this would be when you guys have your say at the end, because it's not down
It's
as
not
an
on the
agenda
agenda,
item.
so you
Okay.
can't really have a discussion. It should have been, when the motion relating to the agenda should have been added, and that allows you to talk about it.
Okay, that's fine.
That's one way to do it, Jeff.
Well, with that, we'll move on to business, and the first thing is the open air market with the meeting, Robert Broomquist.
Hello, good evening, Mayor, Council, public. Thank you all for coming. So last month, I received an email from the owners of My Olive Shack, which operate the open air market with a meeting on Thursdays and Saturdays, once a month. They were asking to, I hope I'm speaking as this enough here, add 3 days in December, December 13th, 14th, and 15th. So just following how we've done this in the past, when we got approval from the council for the initial Thursdays, then came back to get approval for the added Saturdays, doing the same thing, coming back to you to seek approval for December 13th, 14th, and 15th.
And what days are that?
Give me a second, off the top of my head, I don't recall.
Because they're
That's-
currently doing it Thursdays and then one Saturday.
Yes.
But this is 3 days in a row.
Correct.
so-
This would be, it's December 13th, 14th, and 15th. So it's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It's the second full week of the month.
Question, Rob.
Yes, sir.
Does the farmer's market have any dates set at that time or anything?
No, sir. I'll have to go back and check. I think theirs ends that first week of December. I'll have to go back and double check.
I know they usually have a Christmas market or something down there.
They have-
sometimes.
Yeah, they haven't mentioned to me about wanting to do a Christmas market.
How about manpower? What do we have to supply as far as cleanup, police, whatever? Do we do any of that?
It wouldn't be above and beyond anything that we've already done on any Tuesday or Thursday.
That means yes, sir.
There is
We'll
a
have to
cost.
Supply some of that.
Yeah.
Would they be willing to cover the cost?
That's a question I can pose to them.
Okay.
You could let-
So you'll find that out and get back to us.
I can do that. Yeah, if you want to post, hold off on the vote tonight, I can find out and come back with more information. That's up to
Okay.
y'all.
Next thing is the KSBB solicitation request.
I had one other question. When's the Christmas tree lighting?
Friday, December 2nd.
December 2nd, okay. Thank you.
Sure.
KSBB solicitation.
Okay, so just as we came to you for the 4th of July golf cart parade to get awards, gifts for that event, during that discussion, it was mentioned to come back with a resolution to cover more events, not just ones. We're not repeating every single time we have an event. Last year, so this covers, give me a second to get my paper here. The Halloween golf cart parade, the Christmas tree lighting, the Christmas movie in the park, the Christmas lights trolley rides, the Christmas golf cart parade, and the Memorial Day golf cart parade. So my thought is to cover the ones that we have planned to solicit for awards, say for the golf cart parades, and plan to solicit for sponsorships for the Christmas tree lighting and Christmas tree events, all at one time. That way we're kind of getting that out to you now and out of the way rather than coming back in for individual events, as was instructed, mentioned during that previous meeting.
Now, are these funds that they collect, are they going to be in cash? Are they going to be in prizes? Or are they going to, how's that going to work?
Sure. So it can be cash, it can be gift cards. For the golf cart parades, we had done gift cards. And then for the Christmas tree lighting or Christmas movie in park, it would be primarily cash. I had come up with a sponsorship asset package, which would kind of lay out if they gave us this much, this is what they would get in return. For instance, if they were to give as a presenting sponsor for the Christmas tree lighting, that would be about $1,500. They would get their logo on a banner. They would get their logo on our street banners that we put out. I'd include them and tag them in any social media posts that the town does promoting the event, stuff like that.
Mr. Mayor. Bob, on this money or things that they collect,
Yes, sir.
who keeps up with this? Who will be responsible for keeping up with these donations of money, gifts? Is it going to be the town's responsibility or KSB?
So the way we do it is whether I or KSBB collects it, they come to us, the town, when they get it, and it immediately gets turned over to our finance department for reporting. With the receipt, correct. The sponsor or whoever is giving the funds or gifts gets a receipt for whatever it was that they gave us.
So they give you the funds, you bring the funds, they bring the funds, KSBB brings the funds to town hall, a receipt's issued, and then they return the receipt?
We actually have a receipt book that when they give it to us, there's a receipt written right then and there, so they have it.
If I may, usually, like when we did this last year, usually they go straight to town hall and give their donation, whatever it may be, especially when it comes to the cash.
Yeah.
So when they purchased, when they sponsored the movie in the park, she went straight to town hall, wrote a check, got a receipt. We usually don't handle that at KSCD. We're more like the gift cards and the small donations. But if it's funds, like actual cash, it usually goes to town hall.
So any gift cards or anything do y'all have to keep up with that, or
We turn them right to town hall.
you turn them into town hall?
Yeah.
So the town keeps up with all the financing of it, of the money wise,
Yes, sir.
our town's responsibilities. Okay.
Any other questions, discussion on it? Do we have a motion for it?
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to pass, Resolution 152 for KSB to solicit funds from town merchants or out-of-town merchants, or whatever, how they go about getting it.
I second.
Okay, any further discussion on it before we vote? Mr. Stamey,
Yes.
Holder,
Yes.
Crecklaw,
Yes.
Kinkin,
Yes.
Drake,
Yes.
and I'm yes also.
Thank you.
You got one more, bud?
Come on back.
No.
No.
Okay, my bad.
Now, we got the number C, the Borgata event for Neil and Pam's, that's been taken off of the agenda for now. Okay, number D, the appointment of associate judge. And who is the one that's? Look here and see. Do you have anything in your packet?
I did not have anything.
Bill, you want to take it since there's nothing in our packet about it?
Because it's a reappointment.
It's a reappointment.
This is not one that went through me.
Valerie,
Yeah.
Valerie.
Valerie is
Ryan.
our
Valerie
judge, our associate judge, and her contract is up. And we would recommend reappointing her. Is it year by year or tri-year?
4 years, isn't it?
It's 4
4
years.
years, 4 years.
And she's done a great job. I think she's an asset to the town, and I would recommend.
I thought, excuse me, I thought Judge Arakis was our judge.
He's the judge. She's
This
the
is
associate.
She's the associate judge.
Associate director.
Okay.
We have two.
Yeah.
Valerie does the day-to-day.
Oh.
You know, if somebody comes in tomorrow and wants to pay a ticket or they do the, you know, Valerie does the day-to-day. Plus she does some negotiations as far as, you know,
Please.
dealing with tickets and stuff. But, you know, on court date, that's when Chris Arakis is our judge that comes and does the formal judging. So Valerie actually does more work than Chris does. because
And our
she's
assistant judge's name is what?
Valerie.
Valerie?
Mhm.
here. Valerie.
Valerie.
Need a motion? Mr. Mayor, make a motion for Valerie Riley to be appointed to the associate judge for the time being for the term of 4 years.
Second.
Is there any further discussion before we vote on it? Mr. Stamey,
Yes.
Holder,
Yes.
Cracklaw,
Yes.
Kinkin,
Yes.
Drake,
Yes.
and I'm yes too. Next thing is the public comments, and these are public comments on all of town business. There we go. We got something coming up.
I can't let this be the fastest meeting on the planet, like in the
Yes, you
history,
can.
right? What would I be without that?
We still have
Tab-
an executive session.
I
so
know,
it's-
I know. Tabitha Mall, KSBB, 13th Avenue North. Just wanted to say, those of you that keep coming to our beach sweeps, we appreciate you. And then if you haven't been to a beach sweep this year, all of you listening online, just please come out with us on Saturday. It's 3rd Avenue North, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. We're really going to try to focus more on Ocean Boulevard to the accesses because our Public Works Department does a fantastic job on the beaches overall. So we're really excited about that. And then secondly, if you have not nominated someone for Yard of the Month, I don't know if you guys are around town, golf cart, bicycle, walking, whatever you're doing around town, but our yards are looking so gorgeous this year, better than even last year. So I see more and more every time. So let's award and reward all of that hard work by nominating a neighbor, a friend, yourself, whoever it may be, because the yards are gorgeous. So I can't wait to see what is going to happen by then. Nominations are due by August the 15th. So we're excited about that. And then thanks for all you guys do. Appreciate it.
Hi.
Hey, okay, so I'm Brooke Monroe, one of the owners of Borgata, and I just kind of wanted to be here to let everyone know we will be throwing in Neil and Pam's employee benefit August 21st, and I just want to invite everybody, and we're going to be having music and raffles and things to raise money for their employees while they're out of work. And we hope to see everybody there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There any other public comments? All right, since we will probably be.
You knew I was going up it. Tim McCoy, South Buffalo Drive. I was going to say this was the best meeting I have been in a long time with you guys. Fantastic. But Tabitha blew it. Now you guys did a great job. And we're looking forward to the Borgata to help out the employees. Great job you guys are doing. Somehow this is the best meeting I've ever had yet. It's what? How many minutes from? 15? Thank you.
Two of them went yours.
All right, the next thing is council discussion or comments, and that's, we'll start out with Mr. Stamey.
Start out with me. I'd like to thank all of you for coming, and I am glad it's a little quick meeting. But I'd like to recognize our fire department. They got our new command vehicle outside for all the people in town. Get a chance to run by the fire department and see it. They got everything done to it except the lettering put on it. And from what I understand, that's going to be pretty soon. We're proud of it. It's I was told it was going to be at least a good 10-year vehicle. So we're going to hold the fire chief accountable for that. Other than that, I'd like to see more people turn out to our meetings. For some reason, we can't get nobody here. Maybe if we offer them free food, they'd show up. But other than that, thanks. Good night.
Mr. Holder.
Yes, I'd like to thank everybody that came out tonight and also those people online. And I had a cold all last week, but no COVID. I took 3 tests and no, but just you got to be you have to say that today. You got a cold, we probably think you got COVID. But I want to thank the fire department for such a sense of pride that the chief and the deputy chief had when they were showing it to me. And it's nice to see our fire department take pride in what's happening and for things that the town's doing for them. And I really like that. So great job. And it's great to see, I mention this almost every other week, it's great to see the visitors that we have. I tell you, there's not a place empty, and you can't get anything down here. So we need to have more houses fill, I guess. So, but I want to thank everybody for the work every doing KSBC, SBS, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Okay, just so that everybody knows, Miss Keating is not here tonight and she wasn't feeling well. So she called me up at about 6 o'clock, said that she wasn't feeling well, wouldn't be here this evening. So we wish her the best.
Well, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. I'm with Mr. Stamey. I'd like to see more people. I don't know if free food would do it. Free beer might, but whatever. During our last town council meeting, Chief Hoffman gave his reports for April, May, and June, and he left 2 items out during his spiel. One was that on June 8th, one of his officers, John Gambone, was recognized by the Surfside Area Rotary Club as Police Officer of the Year. And also Chief Hoffman himself was awarded the Community Service Award for 2022. And I just thought that should be in the public record. And my next thing is what I brought up earlier. I would like to see a discussion about our business licenses and the state law concerning them. But we'll save that for another day. Good night.
Again, I want to thank everybody for coming out and ask you to participate in the Borgata Night on August 21st. Also do the beach sweep coming up this Saturday. It's a lot of hands make short work. And the chief has said that he would like to have date night in his car. He's going to chauffeur people around 2 hours. So I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
It's their vehicle, not mine.
It is a nice looking car and they're very proud of it. So thank you for all you do, and thank you for our police department and all they've done, Public Works, town hall. We live in a great town, and I say that week after week after week, but we really do. And we're very fortunate to live here. And I agree with him, Laverne, because I had a neighbor ask me, who does good concrete work? I don't know. I've not had any concrete work done in 35 years. But, you know, we ought to be able to go and find out who we've approved. Not necessarily any recommendations, just who's been approved. It's no sense starting from zero. So I agree with Laverne. We'll have to do that another night. So anyway, thank you all for coming. Thank you for listening in, and have a great couple of weeks, and we'll see you here in 2 weeks. Thank you.
Mr. Drake.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight, and people online, and the police department, fire department. Very good looking vehicle you got in the fire department and the Public Works. Kenny had mentioned to me about his camera system, and we had applied a bunch of money, and that's one reason why we got the individual who did the stuff over on Ocean Boulevard. Even my streets had a few things get missing under people's houses and stuff like that in the last probably 2 weeks. But I'm concerned with our parks and recreational areas where we need cameras in those to keep an eye on the children, keep an eye on who's going into parks, who's leaving the parks, what times. Because a lot of times there's some sketchy people park around our parks. There may be no problems at all, but you know, when you see a car sitting there, just sitting and nobody's paying attention to that. And camera system will be a deterrent to it, I believe, and also that if law enforcement can say, hey, ride by and take a look at this vehicle. It's been sitting there for about 6 hours. Why are they there? You know, and just keep eye on our kids because we are the family beach and we need to be very visual of that. Thank you.
Well, we've had a bunch of stuff go on. You know, we had the assault go down on Ocean Boulevard, which we found the person that did that, and they were arrested. We've had a major fire down at Neil and Pam's, which they arrested. Our town employees are knocking it out and getting it done, and you know, especially the businesses supporting each other. Since Neil and Pam's been out, we have the Borgata doing an event for them. I see where the Bull and Bush is doing something for them, and Sundown did something for them. So, I mean, it's good to see businesses taking care of businesses and us supporting our businesses. So I look forward to that. And as a matter of fact, tomorrow I will be at the chamber for a ribbon cutting for a Surfside business that is opening up. So anybody who wants to come to that, I welcome you to come at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning at Chamber of Commerce. So with that, I need a motion for executive session. Oh, one more thing before we go and do that. Today, they installed the first paneling for the pier. So you can go on our Facebook under the town and you can see a picture of it. All right, where they did the preliminary installation for just this little section of it, and we're waiting for the engineers and architects to come and approve it before they start knocking it out and siding the whole building. So that's what's going on with the pier right now. And with that, I'd like a motion for executive session.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we go to the Information Freedom Act of 30-4-70A2 for executive session.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Mr. Stamey?
Yes.
Holder?
Yes.
Cracklaw?
Yes.
Kinkin?
Yes.
Drake?
Yes.
And I'm yes. So with that, we'll be going into executive session. Everybody is welcome to stay, and we'll let people in at the end.